Hey, it's Ginny, learnwithginny.com. I've been in the home business industry for several years, floundering and making my way. And being an empty nester has been a shorter part of my life so far. And I'll tell you what, there are things that we should talk about. So the title of this episode is 9 Huge Lies About Empty Nesting Nobody Talks About. So, and as far when I go through these lies, I want you to consider that I'm saying that there's an opposite point of view. I'm not de-emphasizing the feelings we have, or I'm not negating the feelings that we have when our kids leave. It is a huge change. It's so crazy because you've been a mom. I mean, I've been a mom for 30 plus years and I always had kids. My husband and I weren't even married yet. And as long as we've known each other, there's always been a kid around. Always. So it's a very strange transition. So I'm going to dive right into these things. Number one, you'll be lost without your kids around. While there is a period when you kind of mourn the loss of your lifestyle, of, you've been a busy mom and you've had your purpose was clear. It was to teach these young humans to be productive and to make the world a better place. You've done your job. They've flown the coop. They're thriving, I hope. And I'm not saying, I'm a kind of mom that's like, you can come home anytime. I have a room for you. We're good. They're very responsible. I'm very lucky. My kids. And I miss them. So, are you really lost? Are you lost without your kids? Yeah, you can accept that feeling, but look at it and say, you know what? I am not lost because I am this person. I have unique talents and I have my own dreams that I haven't chased. It's time. It's time to come out. It's time for the second part of our lives, which I think will be the best part. We, in our age group, have accumulated a lot of knowledge. We've been through a lot of things. We know a lot of stuff. So in particular, I will just tell you that my focus is teaching in my home business. I've learned so much. And there's so much mindset kinds of things and so many things that moms in particular know that you don't realize translates so well into business and sales and all that kind of stuff. You have a whole new world to look at if you want. Look at your talents, look at your dreams, look at your aspirations, look at what you want in this second half, which could be the best half of your life. So you don't have to be lost. You can create new goals. You can create a whole new vision of what your life is. And you can meet new people. That brings me to number 2, that you'll be lonely. Well, if you don't have a spouse and you have dedicated your life, I know that losing touch with the mom friends that I used to hang out with on the baseball field or in the basketball court, or at the tennis court, at the cross-country meets, all those things. Now we don't have that in common anymore. Our kids have moved on. So the loneliness it's a common fear, right? It's instead of focusing on the fact that I don't have these friends around anymore that I see all the time in those circumstances, but I have a whole slew of new interests, of new business friends, and it's kind of fun. I can go to events and visit these friends and mastermind with really smart people that are in this industry that we can swap ideas or learn from each other. So expanding our social circle will be important as we enter this next stage in our lives. If you need a mastermind, I have a paid one. It's cheap. It's like $10. And we meet every month to talk about all of the things, mindset and sales and psychology in our home business industry. And we go deep too in our personal, what's going on up here, the lies and the truths, that kind of thing. I learned a lot in there, and you are invited too. Just type mastermind below the video. And there's another mastermind that's free, by the way, if you are a fan of Napoleon Hill's books, and there's a whole list of books. They have a book club that they read personal development books and discuss them every single morning at like 9 a.m. I never make those because I'm always busy in the mornings, but you are welcome to that too. So we need a different keyword for that. Put, his famous book is Grow Rich, right? So type in rich, and I'll get you over to that mastermind. So number 3 lie is the best years are behind you. Oh, and going back to being lonely, this is your opportunity because now you have a little more freedom. So now you can, let's say, I always loved snowshoeing and snow skiing and cross-country skiing, that kind of thing. And I never could take the time because I was always doing things with the kids. I was going to baseball games. I was going to basketball games. And I loved all that. I miss it. I love, love, love watching my kids play. It was so fun. But now I could find a partner to go with, or I could just go and meet people on the trails. There's people out there that have something in common with you, is what I'm saying. So find them. There's groups on Facebook, and there's groups on socials and all over the place. Meetup, all those places. So, okay, number 3. So your best years are behind you. How about your best years are ahead of you? You are not a dumb young person anymore. I'm not saying young people are dumb, but they just don't have the life experience that we have. They don't know the things that we've been through. And experience teaches us a lot of things. So I'm just telling you, the best years are ahead of you. You have some of this stuff already under your belt. You're ready to go. It is time. Number 4, your identity is tied to being a parent, and it might have been. I know that when I was raising my kids, they were my top focus. That is true. But my identity, that's different. This is me. I'm not them. I can't live their lives for them. I can, now that they're adults, I can be their guide and their mentor when they need somebody who's been through some of the things that we've been through, right? So you're so much more. You are so much more. And I don't want to say than just a parent, because I think parents are amazing people. We are adaptive. We have learned to adapt to almost any situation. You're thrown into parenting with this little baby, and they don't come with instructions, do they? You enter the teenage years, they don't come with instructions. It's a little bit crazy, and it's a fun ride. It's a beautiful ride. But it's not your identity. It's not who you are. You are so much more. So much more. Number 5, you have to downsize and simplify. Evidently, this is a common belief, and I do hear it when I'm talking to other people my age. They think that they have to downsize. People ask me, like, are you going to live there on all that property and take care of it if your husband is gone? Or I'm like, yeah, why not? He's made it easier to take care of our whole lives here. So I don't see why not. Why do I have to downsize? I don't have to. Now, I'm not dissing downsizing. If you would feel more freedom by downsizing, because I have friends that have sold all their things and decided to live in a whole different state and move on with their lives in a different way. where they're not tied to one place. There is that. I know one home business owner who, actually two, I know two of them who actually sold their homes and now they live out of an RV and they just travel around the country, and that's their life. That's what they want. But I'm simply saying that you don't have to. You don't have to. You could actually grow your life bigger if you want. Expand your horizons. Expand who you are. Never stop growing. Never stop learning. Gosh, we're only halfway there. So number 6 is some people fear that they'll be bored and purposeless and won't have anything to do. Well, I'll tell you, I do have a little bit of prejudice on that argument because I have always been a believer in never having a lack of things to do. I have never in my life been bored. I just don't understand how that my mind just doesn't think that way. It's almost, I have less time than I can fill with all the things that I want to do and the things that I have to do and the things that I should do. It's a never ending thing. So I can never understand how people can actually say they're bored. Unless they're bored and tired of doing the same thing over and over again. There is that. There is that. So let's keep going. Let's keep learning. Let's keep growing. It's not over. And that brings me right down to number 7. It's too late to start over with something. Oh, I know so many people our age and older in their 70s starting home businesses, starting to teach courses online, making things to sell on Etsy. Just a plethora of people who have discovered new passions and new ways to live their lives. It's not too late to start over. I don't think it ever is. Matter of fact, I think we're new every morning that we wake up. La, 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 some people say, right? Well, that's me. So it's never too late. Number 8, your kids don't need you anymore. Well, actually, they do. They do need you. They just don't need you to be the parent that's lecturing them, or you just have a different relationship with them because now you give them your wisdom and your support and your love in a different way. Now you get to transition into something a little bit even more meaningful, like a mentor and a friend. Not that you're going to be best friends with your kids. You might be, but there's a big age difference, right? So you have wisdom and knowledge and love to share with them. And you have wisdom and love and knowledge to share with people out here. That's what our home business is for. So, number 9, the last one is some people believe that once your kids are gone, that you need to focus solely on your partner. That is your focus. Well, just countering that you are an individual. Also, you're not a package. Yes, I do lots of things with my partner. We go fishing. We take care of our property together. We garden together. We bike together. All those things. We go visit our kids. But this is my thing. He doesn't want anything to do with it. I have seen power couples in our industry who work together, and that's amazing. But not all of us do that. Not some of us, we just have different personalities. We have different lives, and we can't be solely dependent or solely, I don't want to say dependent. We need to have our own, we need to shine our own light, if that makes sense. If you need help finding your purpose, I do have some exercises. I'm going to package them because there's several of them that I've learned from different mentors. And some of them are just questions, and some of them are diagrams that you could just throw together and make lists and throw them together to see where your interests overlap with your money-making skills. Kind of interesting. So if you want to be a part of that, drop the word purpose. So I had 3 different calls to action here. I don't know, not very smart marketing, but that's okay. I just want to share with you. That's what I'm here for. So reflect on some of these myths. And you know what? That's kind of a strong word that they're lies, because some of them are very true and it's how we feel. And we have to be honest about that. That's for sure. But our second half of our lives, we have so much to share. Let's not hide our light under a rock. Let's put it out there so that people can find us. We can make money. We can use that money to build beautiful things, whatever it is that you want. Dream and figure out what your dream is. Okay. That it concludes the 9 lies about empty nesting nobody talks about. I'm going to move on to a couple of subtopics, and this one's another one.